The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, Sandy Vicani. I'm a supervisor here of producer services at IAMS, and just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday morning to attend this webinar on such a great annuity alternative utilizing qualified funds. Want to go over a couple slides real quick here before we get into that. Wanted to let everyone know when you're an agent of ours and you refer a producer, when that producer gets contracted, we send you a check for $50. When that same agent starts placing business, whether it's a life, annuity, MedSup, long-term care, combination thereof, we give you 20 basis points on every piece of written business and placed business that that agent writes. There's not a reduction in your commission. There's not a reduction in their commission. This comes from IAMS as a thank you for entrusting us with that referral. So again, you're paid $50 for their first contract and then 20 basis points on any piece of placed business thereafter. For all of our agents, we also put in $100 in, think of it as a savings account or a marketing reimbursement account for every $100,000 of premium placed with us. That continues to build. It never goes away. You're able to use that for business expenses, whether it's a new website, seminar, business cards, whatever the case may be. Just submit that invoice. We pay up to 50% of that, or what you have in that marketing reimbursement account. Again, that comes directly from IAMS, and that's just our way of saying thank you so much for entrusting your business with us. We also, for every new producer, offer in their first 6 months an additional incentive to write. If you place $100,000 of business with us, and again, that's life, MedSup, annuity, long-term care, combination thereof, you can choose a $750 cash bonus or a 2-year producer website. If you think you're going to do $300,000 of placed business in that first 6 months, you can choose a $1,500 gift card, a $2,000 marketing reimbursement account, or you can choose a Social Security program and 3,000 piece mailing. If you think, gosh, I'm going to hold off because I know I'm going to do 500,000 in placed business, you can choose a 4,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching with a top producer of ours, Dave Pimper, a 5,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching with a top producer of ours, Matt Gill, or you can choose, which is my absolute favorite, a Ritz-Carlton travel rewards getaway package where you plan your own destination. So great things, again, comes directly from IAMS as our way of saying thank you. We also have really strong back office support, so we try to help you work smarter and not harder. By doing that, we assist in case design. So if you give us a call and let us know your client has this money, you're not sure what direction to go, we'll help you design a portfolio or illustrations for that client. We also, with quotes, we send out forms. We scrub your application. So when we receive your app, we'll scrub it. We'll order anything that needs to be ordered for exams and labs, and we submit it to the carrier. We follow up on that piece of business every 3 days. We're touching that case to make sure that we're staying on course and to get you the quickest commission as possible. We also, again, do life and annuity quotes. We help with paperless contracting. We really do offer full support, whether, again, it's getting you contracted or working on your cases. We also have a strong creative marketing department. Can't stress enough what an opportunity that needs to be utilized by you as the agent. So our creative team can help you with turnkey solutions, whether you're looking at different handouts and flyers, postcards, sending out newsletters, doing anything that maybe needs professionally written. We also do business cards. So if you have a business card or logo design that may just have a tired look, or you don't have any at all, we'll help create and design that for you. We'll also create and manage a website. So again, if you have a website that just needs to be refreshed, or you need a website, we will create and design that, manage it for you. We also help with online newsletters, email marketing, consulting, and what's really big right now is Facebook advertising. We will assist with that as well. It's a great opportunity to get your name out on Facebook, which right now is just utilizes a lot of advertising, so we can help you with that. We ourselves have a really strong website that's available to you 24/7, and I will send everyone here a mobile link as well that you can utilize on your cell phone. With our website, you're able to run quotes, pull forms, you can look at current industry links, look at our annuity news, long-term care and annuity grids. You can look at our training, so you can pull up a list of our webinars and register for them. But you can also pull up a list of our recorded webinars by clicking on the link. It will send you to our webinar library, so you're able to take a look at any other webinars at your convenience. I'm going to send out a poll question on this. Our IMS Wealth Management, we launched this when the DOL came out with all of their rulings. By checking yes, just want to let you know you're not signing up for anything. You're just asking for some additional information. So with IMS Wealth Management, we wanted to make sure that you were keeping your clients' funds under your umbrella, so they didn't have to go outside anywhere. And we know by doing that, we're able to increase your revenue by managed money fees. You're also able to offer your clients a full range of products and services, and you're viewed completely differently by your client. You're viewed as a fiduciary and not an advisor. There's a lot of ways if you're interested in getting your 65, if you're not interested and you still want to know how you're able to capture this money, we can let you know how to do that without going through the time or again the expense of getting your 65 license. So check yes. We'll send you out some information. We'll get any questions answered and how that DOL ruling may or may not affect you, and make sure that you have all the up-to-date information in regards to that. I'm going to go ahead and get that closed out. We also have, again, another poll question here, our Life and Annuity Academy. Gosh, I have to tell you, we have close to 1,000 agents register, and we choose between 35 and 40 across the United States. This is an all-expense paid trip. We are industry recognized for this. We cover all your airfare, your lodging, meals. It is a 2-day training that goes over different sales ideas and strategies from producers. You know, we go over indexed annuities and unravel them. What are they? How do you sell them? When is a good time to use and utilize an indexed annuities? We also go over different threats and trends of the industry and how that's going to affect your business now and what's coming down the road. We go over seminar systems, everything from a simple cookies and coffee in a library to, you know, your more formal seminar systems where you have a sit-down dinner and presentation. Case management and marketing, gosh, we go over single premium life in such great detail, who to look for, how to find those monies, the underwriting process. We go over infinite banking, which is huge, and that market. We go over different income riders, wealth transfer tools, software tools. I can't stress enough, this is just an amazing opportunity for agents. By checking yes, you're just wanting us to send information. We do about 3 a year. We have one that we'll be doing in October, mid to late October probably. So we'll get you information out on that. And again, it is all expense paid. We pay for everything, and it's a good opportunity to meet other agents across the United States and kind of pick their brain on what they're doing as well. We, in addition to all the trips that the different carriers offer, we here at IAMS also offer an incentive for agents and their guests. And next year we'll be at the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida. It's our 2019 Marketing Summit that starts August 25th through the 29th. We have very long extended qualification periods because we want just as many people there as possible. So our qualification period started January 1st of this year, and that goes all the way to June 30th of next year. And the way that you and a guest could attend this is by $3 million of placed annuity premium. You can do $1.5 million of Medicare SEP premium, $2.25 of single premium life. You can do $250,000 of life target premium or $600,000 of long-term care premium, or you can do a combination thereof. Again, great opportunity to become part of the IAMS family and attend just such an amazing trip at the Ritz-Carlton. So what we're going to do is go over qualified single premium life. So we are going over single premium life that accepts qualified funds. And the problem that we see is clients with qualified funds, they're not taking their distributions, or they're not in need of the income in their lifetime. So what they're going to do is pass millions of qualified funds fully taxable to the next generation. And again, those beneficiaries are taxed at their tax bracket, which is typically higher than it is of the person who's passing those funds to them. You know, senior clients know that they need long-term care. They need those nursing care benefits. And however, they know how extremely expensive it is, how limited it is to get that. But they're also concerned, well, what if I don't need or use that long-term care? They're concerned about losing that money that they've paid for a separate policy if they don't lose that plan. And that's just such a valid concern, especially with medications and extending life and just taking a policy that you just don't know if you will use. And so what we do is the insurance industry has come up with a hybrid plan. So it's a combination of both life insurance and nursing care benefits. Everything is no exams, no labs. It's a simplified issue. It is an immediate decision on the phone. You will know right then and there whether or not your client was approved or declined. So for example, if your client was declined for long-term care because they had a knee replacement, that doesn't disqualify them for single premium life. There's a big difference on underwriting there. And again, this is built for clients who are either healthy or who have some health issues or health history, whether it's diabetes, heart attack, cancer. We take a look at all of those. We have a really good success rate. So don't disclude or decline your client without giving us a call and letting us know what their health situation is. We have National Western and Baltimore Life. Equitrust is no longer accepting those qualified funds. So those are the two great carriers that I would suggest that we look at. You know, you can add, if you want to go fully underwritten, we have carriers that have an actual long-term care rider that you can add, that you can do like 2 or 4% of the death benefit. Let's get into National Western first, though. So their product that accepts qualified funds is the Lifetime Return Solution. They are an A-rated carrier out of Austin, Texas, and it is an equity indexed UL that's funded by a single premium. So you transfer those qualified funds over, and there is an internal SPIA that is built into that policy. You can do a 5-pay which is, we'll break out that tax consequence for 5 years for ages 45 to 85, and a 10-pay for clients age 45 to 80. Minimum face amount on that is $25,000. And then we have a net amount of risk, of course. So ages 45 to 70, the net amount of risk is 175. 71 to 75, it's 125, and 76 to 85 is 75,000. There are, again, those nursing care benefits built in. There's a terminal illness benefit built in. It's $250,000 maximum, or 75% of the death benefit. Underwriting is great. It's a Table 5, which is their standard issue. So again, whether your client is a preferred rating or whether your client has health history, they're either approved or declined at that Table 5. There is no additional medical underwriting. Again, it's a phone interview that gives you an instant decision. And we underwrite for mortality, where with long-term care, they underwrite for morbidity. So that is a huge difference there. The unique features with this is, again, it's an immediate decision on the phone, but the client can also take 10% free withdrawal, so it kind of mimics an annuity. So if for some reason they need to fix an air conditioner, or they want to go on a trip, or something has come up where they need some funds, they have the ability for a withdrawal, and that withdrawal again is at 10%. The benefits of this is we are taking qualified funds that went from a taxable event, and we have turned them into a tax-free transfer at death. It's tax deferred on cash value in the contract, so there's no additional taxes. Because it's an IUL, the index is linked to returns, so there's continued growth, so that growth is not stagnant. There's, of course, liquidity that we just discussed, so the client can do 10% free withdrawals. And the benefits, the beneficiary on taxes, because again, that beneficiary is not, I apologize, my screen just went blank, is not being taxed on those funds. Here's an example of this product. So we have a client, a 65-year-old female, that put $100,000 of qualified funds into this National Western Life policy. As you can see right here, this death benefit, you have the full purchasing power of $100,000. The death benefit is $166,582 on that non-guaranteed side. This is where we break up that tax consequence. So instead of the client paying tax on that full $100,000, what we're doing is breaking up that tax consequence for 10 years. So the client will receive a 1099 each year on $11,161. Again, that's $11,161 that the client will receive, not receive, but we receive a 1099 on each year. If for some reason, let's say the client passes away, in the first year, they still get that $166,000 death benefit. That death benefit is guaranteed, and that death benefit is guaranteed all the way to age 121, as you can see on the far left-hand or far right-hand side. You can also see where the cash value builds up in the policy continuously. And you can also see on the death benefit where it continues to build. They do have a guaranteed death benefit. It's a low interest rate, so we don't have to be concerned about lapsing the policy unless they're taking monies out of there, and that's at 2%. So at a minimum, they're guaranteed that $166,582. But let's say they pass away in year 11, as this is illustrated, they would receive the $170,750. Commissions are great. First year commission, you are paid on that single premium. You're not paid on that that part that's broken up, you're paid on the full $100,000. So up to age 75, you're paid 11%. And then you can see it goes down from there. Each age is different, 76, 77. At 78, you're at 7.1. To age 85, you're at 4.5%. So again, you can see commissions are great. A lot of times are higher than the annuity side. And again, you still have access to those funds. The next carrier we'll talk about, I can't stress enough, Baltimore Life, they do an outstanding job. They have this market just down to a science here, and this product is called the Generation Legacy. And what's neat about this is, again, you can transfer that full $100,000 over, and they break it up into two different categories. The client can receive or will receive a 1099 for 7 years, ages 75 to 80. If they're younger, we break it up over 10 years, ages 60 to 74. It is a whole life product. It is not an indexed UL, so that death benefit will stay the same. The minimum premium is based on that SPIA payout. So that SPIA payout is $5,000 with a maximum death benefit of $450,000. Again, we have great nursing care benefits automatically built in. Terminal illness, if they have less than 12 months to live, they receive 75% of the death benefit, and that's up to $250,000 in death benefit. And then for nursing care, home health care benefits, it's 50% of the death benefit, up to a maximum of $250,000. Underwriting, again, immediate decision on the phone. You will know immediately whether or not your client was approved or declined. Same medical questions that are on the app will be asked on the interview. While they're asking those questions or pulling up the client's prescription history and MIB codes, there is never a time where your client will have to complete exams or labs. Again, we underwrite for mortality and not morbidity. Big difference there. I can't stress that enough. So taxes cannot be withheld. So we can't transfer that over and then withhold taxes from that internal SPIA. Those SPIA payouts are fully taxable if they're qualified. So again, that client's going to receive a 1099 each year. What's unique with this that was not with National Western is if the client passes away while those internal SPIA is being paid out, the remainder of that SPIA and the death benefit is payable at death. The SPIA part is taxable if it's qualified money, but that death benefit is not. Huge there because the client is not losing any of that SPIA at time of death. Unique features we have, actually it's a little over 90% approved with that immediate issue. It is a table 4, so you're approved or declined up to a table 4. There's no checks that are received on that SPIA, so the client thinks, gosh, I'm going to have this check and I'm going to have to send it back to Baltimore. That's not the case. Once we transfer that money over to Baltimore Life, all they're going to receive each year until that SPIA completely pays out is a 1099. And there's no additional premium at all. It is a one-time premium that pays the policy to age 100. The benefits, again, is we're taking qualified funds that were taxable and we have turned them into a tax-free wealth transfer at death. There's tax deferral on the cash value in the contract. It is a whole life contract with guaranteed cash values. There is liquidity. The client is able to take loans throughout the life of the policy. And of course, you have those nursing care, home health care benefits that are built in. So again, if that client is concerned about taking out a separate long-term care policy because one of the expense, 2, they don't know they're going to utilize that policy, this hybrid policy is the absolute best scenario for that client. And of course, again, that a death benefit goes income tax free to the beneficiary, which is wonderful. Here is an example of one of those policies. So again, the client is putting in $100,000. So we've transferred $100,000 over to Baltimore Life. That has purchased right here a $174,000 death benefit, which is guaranteed all the way to age 100. We have broke down that tax consequence for 10 years. So the client will receive a 1099 on $11,140 a year for 10 years. Let's say the client passes away in year 5, where we're still paying out that SPIA. The client not only receives the beneficiary not only receives a $174,000 death benefit, they would get the remainder of that SPIA in addition to that death benefit of $48,300. So that $48,300 would be taxable. The $174,000 would not be. So there's never a time where they're losing any of that SPIA payment. Commissions are high with Baltimore Life. They do a great job. Ages 60 to 74, it's 15%. And again, it's on that full transfer. So with that illustration, you would get paid 15% of $100,000. If your clients were age 75 to 80, you would get 12% of that $100,000. So who exactly would be a prospect for this? And this would be your clients that have any existing assets that they just don't need to draw income from. They do not need the income from that. Annuities that are beyond their surrender period, or anyone that has turned age 70 or that started taking RMDs, if they've received an inheritance, going back to the RMDs, if they're not utilizing those RMDs, and of course they're required to take them, put that money into a single premium life. Any CD owners that are earning 0.5% and they've tied their money up on a 3 or 5 year CD, why not take that money and put it into single premium life? At a minimum, they're earning 2% on their money at an absolute minimum. Again, they're able to take 10% free withdrawals. There's cash values on the policy. Or if they have a policy where they're continuing to pay premiums, and there's cash value on that policy, let's stop with those premiums. Let's stop with that payment. Take that value of that policy and put it into a single premium life. If your clients have any UL policies that they took out in the 80s and early 90s, where they were illustrated at 8 or 9% and they're just imploding, let's not pick at that life value anymore. Let's stop with that policy. Take what's left of the cash value and put it into single premium life. And then, of course, if your clients just have an overabundance of annuities, they just don't need any additional annuities, but they don't want that money sitting in a bank. They don't want that money sitting in a money market or a CD. They want that money to work for them. Great opportunity to put them into single premium life. So let's look at questions. I'm going to do one more poll question, and that's if you're interested in receiving some contract information in regards to single premium life. Just a reminder, everyone who is registered, I will send this link out so you'll have the recorded version of this webinar so you can go back at your convenience and take a listen to it. Again, by checking yes on the poll, we're not signing you up for anything, of course. That's just saying I'd be interested in getting some contracting or looking at some contracting for these carriers. Let's see what questions we have. We have a question, can the products be used with non-qualified money as well? Absolutely. So if we're going to look at the non-qualified money, we would look and put it into one of these products. Then we would just make sure we get the cost basis on that so we don't double tax that client. But yes, we can use non-qualified money. Any other questions I can try to help with? No? Well, I just so greatly appreciate the opportunity. Can't stress enough. Questions, please give me a call. If you have a client that's been declined for long-term care, give me a call. Let me just run a quote for you so you can kind of see how this would work for you and your client. We have such quick turnaround time. I had one where the app and the check was sent in on Monday. The telephone interview was completed on Tuesday, and the policy was literally mailed out on Wednesday and put in force. So there's not a delay. It's a quick turnaround time all the way around. We'd love to discuss further with all of you. Again, I will send this recorded link out. You will have that. You'll have my contact information. In the meantime, if you have any questions, my name is Sandy. Please call 1-800-255-5055. Thank you. Bye-bye.